Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Azlina binti Abdul Rashid and my group member is Nurul Kamarina binti Abdul Razak, Siti Nur Aisyah binti Mustafar and Nurul Amira binti Fazil. My group want to present about the case of Perwaja Steel Sdn Bhd. Background of the company. Perwaja Steel started in 1982 as a joint venture between the Terengganu State Government-owned Heavy Industry Corporation (HICOM) and Japanese company Nippon Steel Corporation as Malaysian experienced a shortage of steel in 1970. This company manufactured and sell iron and steel products in Malaysia for local and international distribution. They previously named as Perwaja Terengganu Sdn Bhd and changed to Perwaja Steel Sdn Bhd in 1989 and the office based in Kuala Lumpur. It has two major plants in Kemaman, Terengganu and Gurun Kedah. This was supposed to be a showcase project in a push for industrialization, which took place during the ruling of our fourth Prime Minister, father of modernization. However, Perwaja failed to make profit and was exited with great losses and multiple scandals. Most of these are politically related. Its first CEO was Mr. Ching Guangpeng, who is an accountant by profession. He is a member at CBA Australia and a member at Malaysian Institute of Accountants. Its core business was steel product, finished and semi-finished steel product. Perwaja Steel was a big player in steel market both in domestic and international. A steel plant costing 1 billion was built in Terengganu to supply the domestic need for steel products. The company started with a paid capital of 250 million. Minister of Finance provide guarantee for the company to take a huge loan from a Japanese bank, Japanese Export Bank, amounting yen 81.5 million, equivalent to 850 million. So this is the organization chart of Perwaja Steel Sdn Bhd.
Describe the case: fraud accounting, misconduct in directorship, corruption intended in rewarding contracts, misappropriation of funds and loans, repeating funding by government bodies and public fundings, ignorance of corporate crime. When the fraud happened, 10 April 1996, the ACA Anti-Corruption Agency is auditing account to detect mismanagement and fraud which has caused Perwaja Terengganu Sdn Bhd to incur a loss of RM2.5 billion. The Perwaja Steel fraud case which dragged for 11 years from 1996 until 2007 and ended one of the country's longest investigation. The involvement of foreign institutions and powerful individuals was blamed for the case being dragged for so long. While this might be true due to the nature of the case, it may also be seen as a tactic used by the relevant parties as a massive cover-up exercise, hoping that people will forget about with the passing of time. How the fraud been done? Perwaja that granted it an exalted place in the penthouse of the Malaysian financial scandal, and are now portion of the RM50 billion or more than the company for some was ripped off in various records and uses. although both internal and external reports confirmed that the company was dead white. Almost nothing was done to bring the culprits to justice and recover the funds.
Who involved the fraud case? First, Masan Company and its related company were awarded Rm 967 billion worth of contract without permission from the board of directors. Rm 107 million was transferred to Masan Company without the support of any documents. Contract worth Rm 103 billion were also awarded to the same undocumented company. The Prime Minister's Tun Dr. Mahathir and the last one, the proceeds of Rm 76.4 million were transferred to the Swiss bank account. Who affected by the fraud? Perwaja Steel was seen that it failed to proceed and continues its operation, leading to the cease of its operations in October 2013 and left with debt around Rm 10 billion. It has been reported that Perwaja Steel's bond was downgraded due to its liquidity positions, and they will have difficulties to meet their financial obligations in future. The company, which has outstanding debts of about Rm 2 billion, owns utilities provider Tenaga Nasional Berhad (TNB) and Petronas Gas Berhad over 400 million in electricity bills and gas suppliers. It is also to own the government over Rm 200 million, along with the rest owned to bank and other parties as well. Perwaja Steel went into receivership by RHB Bank Berhad to take possession of the sale its property, and also appointed Ms. Rogers Reddy and CO as a receiver to head its property. Part of such situations, it was the longest case was dragged for 11 years from 1996 to 2007. The involvement of powerful individuals and foreign institutions were blamed from the fraud case to be dragged for too long. Who was the whistleblower? Is Anwar Ibrahim, the former finance minister's instructed an independent audit firm, Corporate and Light Brand, to examine Perwaja Trengganu 1988 insolvency status. Following the report received from audit firm, Anwar disclosed in Parliament that the actually loss was Rm 2.9 billion and made a police report. A government probe order was then issued on 10 April 1996, and the Anti-Corruption Agency (ACA), now known as Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC), started investigating the company audited report for possible malpractice, which has contributed to the loss. Furthermore, the new management of Perwaja Steel prepared an internal report where it alleged, among others, the following: inaccurate accounting record, an unaudited unauthorized contract amounting to hundreds of millions of ringgit, misappropriations of fund, disposed maintenance contract amount to RM 292 million, include a contract amount 200,000 per month to a company for gardening, cleaning and vehicle maintenance, and award of RM 957 ringgit, 57 million, and contract to companies of a long time association of Eric Chia. Thank you.
So now I will be present about the point number 3, which is the impact of the fraud. So for the first point, which is what happened to the company, in 1988, Mahathir brought in his friend, which is Eric Chia, to run Perwaja and to turn it around. At that time, Eric Chia were given full authority to do what was necessary to reverse Perwaja's performance and reported directly to Mahathir. When this fraud happened to the company, RM 2 billion was pumped into Perwaja, where RM 860 million from government funding and loans from Bank Bumiputra, while another RM 130 million from EPF. Eric Chia seems succeeded in turning around Perwaja, but in 1955, after 7 years, Eric Chia helmed the Perwaja, he resigned. At that time, Perwaja became clear they did not have any case that related with the fraud, but total losses had increased to RM 2.49 billion from RM 1 billion. Management under Eric Chia prepared an internal report where it claimed that there were inaccurate accounting records in the company, and unauthorized contract amounting to hundreds of million ringgit. The third one, alleged misappropriation of funds, and next, dubious maintenance contracts amounting RM 292 million, including a contract amount of RM 200,000 per month to a company for gardening, cleaning and vehicle maintenance. And the last one, the company also claimed that RM 957 million contract to companies of a long-time associate of Eric Chia in Perwaja, since he has managed the company for several years. So now I will present the point number 2, which is what happened to the parties involved. So in 1999, Anwar made a police report which stated that Eric Chia in fact claimed that his action had the support and under the direction of Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Mahathir. With the so-called mandate, the board was sidelined, tender procedures were blatantly ignored, and there were questionable, unsatisfactory payments made to certain parties in the company. After many years of inaction by the ACA and the police, Eric Chia was finally charged for dishonesty, authorizing a payment of RM 76 million in 2004. And this only happened after Mahathir stepped down as Prime Minister and Badawi took over. Eric Chia was acquitted by the courts in 2007. So the conclusion is the objective of business for profit maximization should be constrained by the requirement that profit be obtained through legal and ethical ways. The main source of this scandal is the desire to earn money quickly and the management expectation, which is opposite to the principle of professional ethics. The ethics should be monitored and educated as the commitment to produce a good ethical organization and restoring the loss of confidence. A clear communication should be implemented to all the employees about the expected behaviors in the organization, as only ethical methods are the only way of doing business. The enforcement and monitoring process should be conducted ethically for enhancing good governance practice with better financial reporting.